Communication seems like a simple word. We use it almost every day. We say that others could communicate better. We tell ourselves we communicate our ideas perfectly. But in reality, how many of us actually understand the word communication, what it means and what it entails? And more importantly, how many of us understand how communication works, how it functions? In order to communicate effectively, you have to understand how it operates. Today, I'm going to present to you my model of communication called the collective model. Much like Barnland's transactional model of communication, my model focuses on the dynamic and responsive nature of communication. However, mine looks at communication as it exists within a group of 3 to 25 people. This shares the basis of the transactional method's focus on shared meaning, but it incorporates more sources, more receivers, and more opportunities for noise to interfere with the message. In order to understand this model of communication, we have to look at the 5 factors of any model of communication: sources, receivers, channels, messages, and noise. Sources and receivers in the collective model of communication operate in much the same way as in the transactional model. One source encodes and conveys the message, while the receiver receives it, understands it, and responds with a message of their own. Simultaneously, people can be sources and receivers. In a group model, there are multiple sources and receivers all trying to communicate at the same time. This creates multiple directions of communication. Even if only one source is originally transmitting knowledge, the individuals in the group can receive this, transmit it back, transmit it to the group as a whole, or transmit something to another individual in the group. This also creates multiple channels of communication. Whereas a group could initiate digitally, in-person interactions could occur and shift the basis of the group conversation. This can affect the message. As these multiple lines of communication are established, a message that is conveyed to a group as a whole can be distorted in the communication that occurs between 2 individuals of the group because of their differences and understanding. This brings us to the noise that is created in a group setting in this collective model. Because noise is anything that interferes with communication, it could mean literal noise, interrupting how you hear the message. But more often, it refers to language barriers, cultural gaps, and differences in socioeconomic status. In a group setting with multiple members, these differences become all the more likely. Every member could be from a different culture or in a different socioeconomic class. This changes the way they understand the messages that are conveyed, and it also changes the way sources may choose to transmit their information, the words they use, and the methods as well. My model is based on the transactional model, but it's merely augmented to apply to a greater variety of situations. Most importantly, the ever important and increasingly popular group situation. In order to better understand group situations, we need to understand that they are different. We need to look at them differently and analyze them with their own model, with their own pros and cons, their own benefits and detractions. This is why I presented to you the collective model. Thank you.